And yeah, I went back to my car and it's the same guys from earlier, and I thought they were alright as well. I was bigging them up in the video and they've literally followed me back to my car, and now they can demand to see my license. So they can.
Alright guys, this audit goes south real quick. Right at the very top of this video, the auditor drops a bombshell reveal that instantly sets the tone for everything that's about to unfold. He's just been stopped by police, and shockingly, it's the exact same officers he'd already spoken to peacefully back at the station only minutes before. He explains that he'd deliberately parked his car far away from the building, yet somehow these officers still managed to track him all the way back to it. This single moment is the entire hook of the video, the reason you need to stick around, because what happens next completely exposes how far some officers are willing to go once the cameras start rolling.
Let's just nip this in the bud. Right guys, how are you doing? Okay, yeah. It's a beautiful day for it, isn't it? It's lovely.
Oh good, eh?
Yeah mate, how's yourself?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
You enjoying the nice weather?
I am, it's lovely. Bank holiday as well, so
Aye.
not too bad.
Any plans for the rest of the day?
It's just the usual. Hang about on a bank holiday and take it easy, make the most of the sun, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a quick question, mate.
Yes,
I'm not
mate.
here to harass you, I know you didn't.
Right, okay.
Any particular reason you're out filming outside the police office today?
It's just a hobby. Yeah,
of
it's just a hobby of mine. Yeah, I like going about sort of filming public buildings and stuff like that, my friend. Like, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, it's
To be
absolutely
fair,
fine,
like,
mate.
yeah.
You're not doing anything wrong. It's
Yeah.
just, you know, and impeding anybody's privacy at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get in the way of members of the public and stuff. I was going to go in the reception
Right.
just to see what notice boards you've got on display, but there's people in there, so I'll just leave
What I
that
was going to
until-
suggest, see if you were going to do that, sometimes people are in the police office to report kind of sensitive matters. So if you can just refrain from filming if there is anybody in there.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I'm not there because you get victims of crime, you get
Exactly.
witnesses and stuff like that, so I'm not there
Don't
to
end up feeling under the caution.
members of the public.
Filming them, especially if it's going to be live streaming or going online.
So it's not live stream, no.
Alright guys, this audit goes south real quick. Our auditor drops a chilling line. I am getting followed. Right before a fresh officer rolls up on what should have been a quiet bank holiday afternoon. Instead of easing the tension or offering any reassurance, the officer immediately starts probing into why he's out filming at all, questioning the legitimacy of the hobby itself and clearly fishing for some kind of hidden motive behind the camera. The auditor stays completely composed throughout, calmly laying out his reasoning for documenting public buildings, explaining it's simply something he enjoys doing in his spare time. Nothing more sinister than that. He makes it clear he's not there to interfere with the public or get in anyone's way, just quietly observing from public land. But the undercurrent of suspicion from the officer never really fades away, and you can feel this entire interaction quietly building towards something much bigger just around the corner.
Oh, like, it's just, I'm just recording it, but like, but yeah, you're right, and like, I tend to try and not get members of the public. I'll drop my camera if people are going to get in shot and stuff like that, so I'm not here to harass
Take
people.
a kind of face covering just due to COVID or anything like that?
So no, it's actually, it's to prove a point, to be fair. So like, I get a lot of people in public saying, oh, like, oh, you're invading my privacy and stuff like that. So like, there's no expectation of privacy in public, and if you want to make things private, you've got to do it yourself. So you've got to make your own privacy. So it's essentially just for that, just to prove a point. You know, maybe a bit pedantic, you know.
No,
but like,
it's
it's
up to yourself, isn't it?
You guys based out here?
Based out of Govan, aye.
What's your names, if you don't mind me asking?
You've got our shoulder numbers, mate. That's what we give out shoulder numbers.
What does it say?
Golf 3269.
And yourself, Chief?
Golf 6361.
Awesome. So like, it's a massive complex though.
It's quite big, mate. Aye.
Is it all connected with the stuff down the bottom?
What's that?
You know, you've got like the other police offices further down that road there. Are these all connected? Is it all in one police station?
Part of the office, aye.
Is it right? Okay. Yeah, it's massive. Look.
Was your intention to stay here much longer? Or?
Yeah, I've been about. I started off down the bottom. I came up, and then we sort of just floating about. To be fair, I'm going to go and have a look and see. I like to see what sort of, because I don't live in Scotland anymore. Believe it or not, I live in.
Watch closely, the officers here are about to get exposed. The auditor is asked to stop filming anywhere near the reception area, with officers citing concerns about victims of crime potentially coming in to report sensitive and personal matters. Rather than backing down or getting defensive, he pushes back calmly but firmly, explaining that the entire point of this exercise is to prove there's no legal expectation of privacy while standing in a public space. He goes further, pointing out that if people genuinely want their information kept private, the responsibility falls on them to create that privacy themselves rather than expecting others to look away. Surprisingly, the officer cooperates without much resistance and hands over a badge number, Go C269/61. A small but genuinely significant moment of accountability that most departments and individual officers try their hardest to avoid giving up so easily, especially while being recorded on camera for the world to see.
South East England.
Oh, perfect.
So like I like to, when I travel about doing this, and I like to see what sort of variations of public information is on display. Like I know like some like Greater Manchester Police, they have a knife amnesty.
Right.
So you go into the police stations, you've got these big massive metal bins where people can like get rid of their knives and try and get knives off the street. And so I like to see just what different sort of policing priorities there are and different things that are going on in the local community.
You can find all that information online as well, as I'm sure you're aware. You can go on if there's any.
Yeah, but I enjoy getting a bit of filming, like, you know, like, yeah. But some guy was screaming at me. He wasn't too happy because I found his car, and I was like, but it's
serious on that. I'm not saying it's a site they're doing anything wrong, but you must remember this is quite a kind of a strange job you've got. You know, you're putting here, you get somebody filming. It is a bit kind of. Some people do like to keep their own privacy of what
but
they've got.
No, I get it. I mean, but like the whole point of registration plates is that the public information, and then you can only find out its tax status and its MRT status, but you can't find out anybody's personal information.
If perchance that was to go live, or you were to put that on a kind of social media platform, you've got 7 police officers coming and going in their personal cars.
Yeah.
Some police officers might not take kindly to that information being disseminated online.
Yeah,
I
understand.
Things escalate fast as the conversation shifts into far more serious and layered territory. The auditor brings up knife amnesty bins he's seen used effectively at other forces across the country, comparing local policing priorities and community safety initiatives between different regions. He also recalls a member of the public who screamed at him earlier that same day, clearly unhappy about simply having their parked car caught on camera outside the station. That's when the officer pivots hard, invoking past police station terror attacks as justification for concern, and questioning whether filming personal vehicles could put fellow officers and their families at unnecessary risk once that footage goes public online. What started as a fairly casual chat about hobbies and publicly available information quickly turns into a tense, multi-layered debate about safety, transparency, and exactly where that line should reasonably sit.
At the moment, but you know, you must take it from our point of view.
But like, when was a police station attacked? So like, if you're talking about like terrorism and stuff
no,
like that.
Just in general, some people like to keep their personal and private life separate. And if you're kind of potentially live streaming or putting something online of a police officer attending his workplace or her workplace in their personalised car, you know, some people don't like that information being disseminated online. Oh, you can see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, no, I do. Like this, I think we're going to have a difference of opinion, my friend. Like, but my point of view would be like, you're in the public road, paid for by the public, so you should expect. But like when you're coming to work, like you're getting paid for by the taxpayer, so you should expect some level of scrutiny from the taxpayer in some respects. Yeah.
Put on a uniform, 100%,
if you're that paranoid, then maybe you're probably not in the right job and like get the bus or something. And really, but like there's been no examples though that I could think of. Like obviously there was Glasgow Airport that got attacked quite a long time ago, but that didn't really involve police officers, did it? So, and then there was a guy in Northern Ireland, but again that was dissident Republicans that attacked him. Shocking all the same, you know. Like, but I do like your demeanour. Like, at least you're like being very civil. People are shouting at me, and I'm not here to shout at you. Have a conversation, you know. Like, but I appreciate it because, like, I'm going to ask though, like, why do you guys not, like, see in England, it's pretty much standard across the board that all police forces have body-worn videos. Is it not a standard issue up here yet?
No, is it again? See.
Rights are about to be tested on camera. The officer bluntly suggests that if the auditor is genuinely that concerned about facing scrutiny, then maybe he simply shouldn't be working in this profession at all, sparking a sharp, pointed back and forth about public accountability, taxpayer-funded roles, and what officers should reasonably expect the moment they put on that uniform each day. The auditor doesn't let the comment slide for a second, immediately referencing the Glasgow airport attack and the Northern Ireland incident to directly challenge and dismantle the officer's safety argument point by point. He then presses even further, calmly asking why Police Scotland still hasn't rolled out body-worn cameras like most English forces have had standard for years now. A simple, direct question that visibly catches the officer completely off guard and struggling for a proper answer.
You know, online, like different media sources that potentially could come in, I'm not entirely sure. We're just going to take guidance from we restart my shift if it for.
Is it right? Okay.
Nobody's made us aware of it, but potentially it will come in.
What do you think of like what the Chief Constable said a few days ago?
Oh, if I'm not going to comment,
it's a bit hard to take, innit? Like, it's not good.
He's made them comments, mate, for whatever reason. It's up to him. You're not here to kind of comment on that. We come in,
just
do
your
job.
job.
You know what I mean?
It's a good attitude to have, my friend. Yeah, I
as long as the
appreciate it.
mortgage gets paid.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
but no, I'm not going to take away any of your time, mate. You know, you're not doing wrong.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I thought you were going to talk to me, so that's how I was waiting there to see if you're going to come out and have a chat.
It is.
Nah, I don't like. Nah, because like my whole thing is that I'm not there to get in your way as such. I don't want to take. If you were doing something else, I don't want to distract you from that. So like, I'll let you guys approach me and have a conversation with me, and then that way I'm not interfering with your business or anything like that.
No,
and you can do what you're doing.
When is it we can find your work online? Is it YouTube you put on?
It is YouTube, yeah. You'll find it on there. Like,
what do you put on there?
What?
What's your name on there?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
I'm supposed to see the good work in your hobby.
Yeah, you'll find it.
You'll
find. I don't think many people have put videos up filming about Govan police station. You know.
A few, mate.
Is there?
Right. A bit of competition out there.
Ever?
Only one person's hobby.
What, up here?
Up here, aye. Well, you've been pleasant with yourself, mate, but I'll let you continue on with your hobby and
all right, Chief.
leave it at that, mate, alright?
Yeah, I appreciate your time, gents.
Your
Likewise, bye-bye. Oh, very pleasant, ladies and gentlemen. Very pleasant. Yeah, now I can get this.
Watch closely, the officers here are about to get exposed. When asked directly for his personal opinion on the Chief Constable's damning public statement about racism, misogyny, and homophobia within the force, the officer completely shuts it down, repeating no comment over and over like a rehearsed shield. He's clearly been trained to fall back on whenever things get uncomfortable. The auditor doesn't push it further, instead pointing out with a subtle smirk that he's likely the only person on YouTube actually filming this particular station. A quiet dig at just how rare this kind of public scrutiny and accountability actually is up here compared to what's become standard practice down south in England. The exchange eventually wraps up with forced pleasantries and a farewell that feels far more performative and rehearsed than genuine, leaving plenty of unanswered questions hanging in the air as he walks away.
Hi, the police guys. I was at Govan Police Station and yeah, I went back to my car and it's the same guys from earlier and I thought they were alright as well. I was bigging them up in the video and they've literally followed me back to my car and now they can demand to see my licence. So they can. 1 second, mate. Can't believe you've done that. I was just bigging you guys up as well. You don't need it, do you? Yeah, you can just. Yeah, you can just check it.
That's absolutely fine, sir.
Alright. All good. Sorry, Chief. Can I get the card, please? Can I get the card? The crime reference number.
What do you mean?
So he says someone called it in, so I would assume in.
I'll give you the number for that.
Yes, please.
For back there, right?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
5 Lima.
Yeah, I'm not happy you've done that. I was just bigging you guys up as well, right?
Alright guys, this audit goes south real quick. The auditor reveals a genuinely shocking twist. He's been stopped by police right at his own personal car. And it's the exact same officers he'd already spoken to civilly back at the station just minutes earlier that same day. Without hesitation or hiding his frustration, he immediately demands a CAD reference number, instantly exposing the fact that a second call was made about him despite everything already being cleared up peacefully during their first face-to-face conversation. The frustration in his voice grows more obvious with every second as he slowly puts the pieces together, realizing just how far these officers have actually tracked and followed him from the station grounds all the way back to where he deliberately parked.
Just to see you storm an operation just now. Is there an instant number that was attached to this over?
No, Storm completely down, no instant numbers at all. I've done a check with the PNC though.
So guys, unbelievable.
Roger, no worries at all. Cheers, thank you. don't know if you heard that, obviously our system was down at the moment, by all means you can kind of phone in.
Nah, I need it, like, yeah, because I'm not happy about this.
Right,
I feel
what
like,
are you not happy about, sir?
because I feel like I've been violated, mate. Like,
In what way?
you've pretty much followed me. Like,
We
after
received 2 calls into the police office, so
No,
I think act on the calls.
I understand,
That's all I've
but
done.
I'd already spoken to you at this point,
Right,
and you said I was alright. It's all on
Right,
film.
so as you, I'm sure you can imagine, people's demeanour and behaviour can change from circumstance to circumstance.
but
We've received a second call,
Right.
instead for the second interaction which we're having now.
Right, okay.
Alright.
So I was filming in public. There's nothing illegal about
Right.
that, okay?
As I say, sir, we've received a second call, so
I understand that.
needs to be followed
Right,
up, which
right.
is just what we're
But,
doing just now.
but I've already spoken to you, so
Right.
you knew I was filming in
As I say,
public.
circumstances can change from call
Can
to
you let
call.
me finish?
Yes, sir, on you go, sir.
Okay, because I'm starting to get annoyed. Okay, because you're taking the mick, to be
I'm not
honest.
taking the mick at all.
So
Explain myself,
again,
I don't have to,
well,
but
I'm
no.
going to explain myself.
Exactly.
Okay, because I spoke to you guys up there. We had a very good conversation.
Things are about to spiral as rights get tested on camera. The auditor doesn't hold back for a second, directly accusing the officers of breaching GDPR regulations by naming him out loud in a public space where anyone nearby could easily overhear his personal details being discussed. He firmly reiterates that everything he did that day was completely lawful, simply filming in a public space with no laws, regulations, or boundaries broken at any point. He stresses repeatedly that he'd already explained his entire process, intentions and hobby in full detail just minutes before this unexpected second interaction even began. This surprise stop, he argues with growing frustration, is nothing but an unnecessary and deliberately excessive escalation from officers who already had every answer they needed the first time around.
Yep.
Right, and I explained to you that I go about filming police stations, whatever else, and that's fine. You said that there was nothing wrong with filming or anything like that. So when you received a call to say that there's a guy going about filming, you should have just said, I've already spoke to him, he's okay, and went about your day. But instead,
that's not how it works.
but instead, well, it kind of is, okay? Well, you've already stopped me, and you've already sort of demanded me. So now, yeah, you've already demanded what I was doing up there, and whatever else. And I had a very good conversation. I was bigging you guys up on the video, and you have followed me. I'm not even close to the police station anymore. You followed me all the way over here back to my personal car, and you knew full well, you know full well that as soon as I'm in my car, I'm obligated by law to give you my driving licence. Okay, I'm obligated by the Road Traffic Act.
Have done,
Yeah, of course, because I'm not here to break the law, but you've taken liberties. That's what you've done. You have taken liberties. You've made a fool of yourself.
I'm satisfied. I've not made a fool of myself.
You have, 100%. You've made a fool of yourself.
We'll agree to disagree
So,
on that.
because what's going to happen is, yeah, you came across okay, and now you're just going to look like that you're going about following covertly members of the public to get them back to their car to get their details.
What's covertly following somebody in a marked police vehicle?
I didn't see you. I didn't see you. Yeah.
What's covertly about that?
What?
What's covertly about
Why
that?
are you naming me in public?
Because I've got your
No,
details, I'm dealing with you.
So
I'm dealing with you.
so you're a data handler. So I would appreciate. I'd appreciate. Yeah, you are.
You provided me your driving licence. I've seen
Yeah,
that from checks
that's
into
fine.
the motor
But
vehicle, which is in a public road.
you're divulging my personal information to anyone that might hear it.
It's not my fault you're filming this situation.
No, there's someone in a van over there.
Right, well,
So as a
what
data
you do-
handler under
you do-
GDPR regulations, you're obligated to protect my personal information. So I'd appreciate
I'm
it.
dealing with you.
I'd appreciate it if you protect my information and don't make it public knowledge, please.
There's nobody
Under GDPR,
here.
there's someone in that van over
The
there.
engine running looks like
Doesn't
Don't
matter.
ask if you heard your name.
It doesn't matter.
Right,
Okay. You don't know what he had. We go on what we do know, and
Okay.
what we do
What I
know.
know, you
what-
drive this vehicle. I'm satisfied with that. Happy. I'll let the controller know. There's no
Yeah, absolute joke.
cause for concern. That's up to you. sir.
Absolute
You can
joke.
bring
You've made a
that
fool.
to mind.
I'm really disappointed in you because I thought you were all right. I thought you were both okay, and you've made an absolute fool of yourselves.
Okay.
And it's not acceptable. So there will be a complaint going in against
That's
both of
not
you
a
because I do this a lot.
Right.
Yeah,
That's fine.
and there'll probably be a civil claim because I feel like you're violating my human rights.
Okay.
You've made a massive mistake, my friend.
Watch closely, the officers here are about to get exposed. The auditor absolutely tears into the situation without holding anything back, accusing the officers of taking serious liberties and violating his personal rights by covertly tracking him all the way back to his own private vehicle, far from the station itself. He makes it crystal clear, in no uncertain terms, that a formal complaint is now being filed against both officers involved in the encounter, with a potential civil claim likely to follow given exactly how violated and targeted he now feels after the entire ordeal. The clip closes out with his blunt, cutting final verdict, absolute carry on. A phrase that perfectly sums up just how badly this entire encounter spiraled completely out of control by the end. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.